Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. So, Sagittarius, we are going to see how you've changed, how you've transformed, and we're going to do it in kind of a unique way. We're going to look at the then for you, so in the past, and that could be a couple of hours, couple of days, couple of weeks, couple of months, couple of years, whatever that is for you. And then we're going to look at the now. And the first thing I'm going to do, because I have different decks here, so the first deck we're going to get into, ooh, whoa, your pre-shuffle card at the bottom is Life Review. Take inventory of your life and resolve to change or heal anything that is unbalanced. Not necessarily your cards, so take it or leave it, but just from the pre-shuffle, this is my Archangel deck. I'm going to look at what angel, but you can also see it's not just the angel, you can call it the energy, the issue that you were dealing with in the past, or what you were being guided and helped with in the past. A little bird is coming right up to the window ledge. He's so cute. And then I'm going to use the same deck to look at now, like what angel energy is guiding you through something right now. Then we're going to go into life energy. Wow, this is interesting. You have, for your pre-shuffle, you have life review and you have life energy. The Happy Fairy of Sunshine brings lots of life-giving energy. She reminds you to shine your light and to reveal anything in the shadows that needs to be healed. You know what? When I said the Happy Fairy of Sunshine, right away I got, you know, that movie, A Little Miss Sunshine. God, I gotta watch that. I love it. I love, that's funny. Her and her grandpa are so funny. Anyways, you might want to go watch it. I don't know why that came up, but yeah, it's really a cute little thing. So that's really intriguing. Your pre-shuffles are so interesting. Anyways, where I'm going with this deck, this fairy deck, I'm going to look at what the challenge was for you then in the past, and then we're going to look what the challenge is now in the current energy. And then I'm going to go into my Heaven and Earth Tarot, Six of Swords, trying to go somewhere. That's good. Six of Swords. This tarot deck, I'm going to use it like as a snapshot to kind of get an overall snapshot of you then and then you now. And then just when you thought I was finished, we're going to go into the Elk Key deck, She Who, and we're going to look at the lesson not fully learned and then the lesson that you have fully learned. And in the bottom, She Who Regrets, Battle, Victory, and Bitterness. This is an interesting card because I mean, she's obviously won the battle, but there's all these skulls around, you know, and it has this feeling to me, it's almost as if it's too bad it had to end up that way. So Sagittarius, let's get started. It is general, and because it's general, it may or may not resonate. If it does resonate and you're drawn to it, there is an extended. The link to that is at the top of the description within this video. So let's get started with the Archangels. Beautiful sunny day here today. Super sunny, like minus 26. But I think by Wednesday it's going to be +8. That's insane, isn't it? That is really insane. It's like living on Mars with those temperature fluctuations. All right. Archangel guide then and now for you, Sagittarius. Then, the guide you had then, clear cognizance. Archangel Uriel, pay attention to thoughts and ideas that come to you as they are answered prayers. Wow. Clear cognizance. So this is really like a sense of psychic ability, but trusting yourself in it, right? Like paying attention to these thoughts and ideas. There's legitimacy to this. So maybe in the past, realizing that the thoughts, ideas, creative notions that you had, any way that this could be coming in, it could be coming in as dreams as well, subconscious thoughts that kind of rise to the surface, and that realizing that these are the, because they're answered prayers. It's almost like an answer. There's an answer within the information that you receive in your mind and understanding that. So if you've asked for help or prayers, it's almost like the answer comes right into your head and trusting yourself in that. So that was then. So it was then, kind of feel like maybe you've surmounted that. I'm getting that because I'm seeing her standing. Well, I'm not just seeing her, it's just really there. Standing on the top of the mountain with the rainbow behind her. Oh, your own wish fulfillment is like right in front of you if you were standing in the right direction. Your own wish fulfillment is right in front of you if you were standing or looking in the right direction. Your prayer, your answered prayer is right there. Huh, okay. So now, what's the angel you have around you now? Indigo and crystal children. Archangel Metatron, you have a bond with children. In particular, you can help children who are sensitive. So this could be like, well, it could be outright children. Like maybe you are thinking about a career change, or it's something that you could already be involved in. You could already be involved with children and be thinking about working with children that are more sensitive or have more unique needs. There could be something very particular in that. It could also have, and what's really interesting about this is it talks about the crystal children. So these are sort of like, I haven't really done a lot of research. I read it a long time ago. So I'm probably not going to provide for you the most accurate description of what I read a long time ago. But really, what do we read? Like, these are things that really need to be divinated and sort of seen beyond just our physical eyes to understand what some of these realities are. And they're sort of like starseed children. And, you know, we do talk about, why are there so many kids now that have autism and have this and that? You know, there's certain aspects about some of these traits that are not negative, and they actually show up in ways that are much more positive than what we consider like regular people. You know, like there's a lot of, I want to say like pure honesty that comes through in a lot of children that are like this and have particular traits. Like, yeah, sometimes they're difficult to deal with, but it's because they're not masking their feelings and they're right out. I'm really upset. And everyone's going to know about it, right? So there's really interesting because it's also giving me a feeling too about like inner child. Could be your own inner child, like discovering it. If I want to say yes, if you haven't discovered yet some sort of special uniqueness about you that kind of comes from the stars, something that is not really or hasn't been really born and developed here on earth fully. It's recognizing that within yourself, but you know, it's not just to recognize it in yourself and then move on in life and, you know, I'm going to cut the grass and go blow the snow, and you're still got to do that, but it's helping others. So it could be others' inner child and releasing these as well, but more strongly, it does feel like somehow connecting with children. It could be your neighbor's kid. Don't be creepy. Like, you know, I mean, you have to exercise good judgment with this. But, you know, it could just, you know, I actually even like, this is funny. My mom pointed this out to me because I have like kids have always been drawn to me and I wasn't really interested in them until I was about 30 years old. But yeah, like even as a teenager up north on the beach at my grandparents' place, because they lived on a lake, all the little kids would come and play with me. I'm like, okay, let's play. And after a while, I think, okay, I gotta go do stuff. you guys gotta go away. But they would always gravitate to me. And my mom said, well, didn't you always notice that? Like, and I really didn't. But it's funny. So there might even be something like that. It could be animals, children. Oh, this clear cognizance. Like, it's almost like you're an open channel. So maybe animals and children, they feel comfortable in that. Like, they can see right through you. So they don't feel like that there's some sort of strange mask that they're trying to look beyond. And it really does have a feeling of trying to change kind of the rhythm and the frequency of Earth right now for it to, I mean, human evolution needs to always, maybe, I don't know, it's really, maybe people with artistic traits, and even, I never really worked with people that had Down syndrome, but years ago, when I was working in a pest control company, I used to go to 2 places where people with Down syndrome, adults with Down syndrome, would go for the day and they would do different activities. And I was always blown away at the pure honesty and openness And I used to always think, like, there's something about that this is so much more advanced than regular people, but regular people look at them like there's something wrong with them. You know, it's almost like sometimes I feel like we stand in the way of our own human evolution. So, yeah, I don't know. There's something really intriguing about this Sagittarius. Really intriguing. And it almost feels like some sort of a movement of, you know, saying, hey, you know, these unusual traits or things that we feel uncomfortable about, is that really they need to change, or maybe we just need to allow them to be who they are? I don't know. It's interesting. You are safe, Archangel Michael. I am protecting you against lower energies and guarding you, your loved ones, and your home. And then under that you have, you know what to do, Archangel Uriel. Trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay. I don't know, maybe you've been, like, it almost reminds me of Hermit with the lantern. So maybe you've been doing some self-reflection. Maybe you want to work with kids that have special and specific needs, or just kids in general. I think kids are great, but if I spent all day with them, I would be like a raging alcoholic, chocoholic. Count to 10, count to 10. But that's me. That's me. So let's see the fairy. The fairy, the challenge that you were going through in the past, and then the challenge that you face now. I always thought every kid should grow up on a farm. Because I think then the adults and the kids would all be sane. Let's go play on the farm, kid. Chase the goat around for a few hours and you'll get rid of all your energy. Look at, oh shit me. Look at this. In the past you have divination. You have clear cognizance and divination in the past. Wowzer, wowzer. What a synchronicity. Embrace your powers of divination, which are especially strong right now. So back then, like then, so they could be now, but it almost feels like you were getting hit. Oh, and notice the face in the fire. There's a face in the fire. Like guides, spirits have been trying to communicate to you fiercely, or they were in the past. You have the ability to see your current situation with crystal clear clarity. Why is the word crystal? I'm like, why is the word crystal coming up? Because the crystal children. Holy crap. There's a lot of synchronicity going on in this reading. Indigo and crystal children. You have the ability to see your situation with crystal clear clarity. Charity. So maybe it's some sort of charity work you should be doing. Yeah, I feel like I'm almost like just gonna channel here. You can help children who are sensitive. So this is also not just children that have more obvious differences in their personality or their development, but even just those that are sensitive. So this could also be like children and people. I know not everyone's going to work with children, so it could just even be like working with people whose inner child needs some care, some empathy, because this could be children or other people who are very empathic as well. So they tend to be very sensitive to the energy around them. And maybe your energy is very calming and very healing. Damn. Okay, there's some sort of answered prayer for you through the messages that you have received in the past. Through either, so it could be divination. It could be like you are really, like maybe you don't even, like you haven't even developed your own divination to a point where you can read for yourself. You can look into a crystal ball. You can meditate and get your answers. But I do feel like if you haven't done that for yourself, you have a keen ability to hit the right reading. like on YouTube, or like one-on-one in your community. Like hit the right reader who's going to be able to read you. And see, that's important too, because there could be people who are really good readers, but if you're not on the same frequency as them, or there's something about this is not the person you're meant to get your message from, you won't get a message. It has nothing to do with specifically the reader. It just has to do with how you're in alignment with a particular reader. I feel like you probably have a really good knack for hitting the readers that get you the message you're supposed to be getting. Oh gosh. Okay, so what is the challenge now? Oh, celebration. Get ready to let your hair down and celebrate. It's time to go out and dance and play. An invitation could be on the way. Maybe it's like a kid's party or something too. That's funny. This is interesting too. I want to say, because there's only, in this whole deck, this fairy deck, there's only 2 cards where there's a masculine energy depicted. And in this one, it's kind of got like a 4 of Wands vibe. You know, like a couple of energies coming together through wishes and dreams. I always picture the 4 wands. Each one comes with their 2 wands, which is the original idea of manifesting something great for themselves and imagining what could be out there, and bringing these 2 energies together and creating a celebration in that, like coming together and dancing and celebrating. So the challenge, well, yeah, okay, I can see that, because this is a very kind of singular and self-focused energy. Not self-focused, I want to say, though, with the claircognizance and the divination, that it feels like between you and the universe, you and spirit, you and your guides, and you're being protected. You're in a very protected energy right now. And here, trust your inner knowledge, which is what all of this is. Trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay. I feel like there's 2 ways this comes in, because I tried to say, and then I was cut off and forced to read the card, because no, trust what you know. I don't think it is what you know. It's about trusting inner knowledge. So messages that you've received sort of internally, you may not even have the evidence that you need outside of yourself to support whatever this inner knowledge is. It's a level of faith that is coming in with that, and act upon it without delay. Trust whatever has come into you in the past, and act upon it without delay. I don't know what that means. What kind of a delay? Oh, I'll get out. There's the other masculine energy, and I swear that's the only other one in here. Let me double check. Well, there's one there. Oh no, there's one here. It's with a whole group. I just want to see if, sorry, don't be impatient. Yeah, so that's really funny. There is one other card in here where there is a masculine fairy, but he's kind of in the background, and it's with a group of fairies. It's not really, it's really interesting, because, so you have here where they're kind of prominent. I guess that's what I'm trying to say, is these 2 masculine energies are prominent in the cards. And this one feels like the 4 of Wands, like this is coming together, letting your hair down and celebrate. So this is also putting down a bit of a defense system, if you do have a defense system, because it's being yourself, being relaxed, trying to, and then temptation. Are you in denial about an unhealthy habit, perhaps one that makes you feel guilty? This fairy says you have the power to overcome temptation, whatever its guise. Well, that's really interesting, because I'm not seeing how it's coming in here, unless maybe there's somebody in your future, or somebody, I don't know, well, you will be tempted And this is kind of telling you, like, you have the capacity to overcome this temptation, however it appears to you. So if you have the capacity to overcome a temptation, however this may show up, whatever form it may take, is the denial the unhealthy habit? Is that the denial that you have the capacity to overcome your temptation? There's something here that makes you feel guilty. I think we all have a bit of that on this planet. There's always something that makes you feel guilty. Really interesting card, Sagittarius. Okay, let's get a snapshot of you with a tarot. Okay, then 8 of Cups, Princess of Swords, 10 of Wands. Wow. Oh, I shouldn't look at that yet because I still have to pull this out. Okay, with this, okay, what I get with this is so intriguing. 8 of Cups, Princess of Swords, like the Page of Swords, and then the 10 of Wands. This sort of feels like, you know, when you pull yourself away emotionally and watch from a distance, it's a heavy burden. It feels very heavy. So, yeah, pulling away with the 8 of Cups and like this feeling of, well, then you would kind of be watching. You're watching from a distance. And this is a heavy burden. It feels heavy. It feels heavy. So I don't know what it is that you were watching. Or like, well, it could be a lot of different things in your life. This card looks like the Hermit. And you have the 8 of Cups. You've got all this clear cognizance and divination. So it could even be just like so immersed in your spiritual practice, so immersed in the spiritual exploration that you're engaged in, that you were kind of watching life on the outside of you, like watching other people perhaps participating in life. There's something here that you were watching from a distance, and it felt oppressive. It felt as if you were missing out on life, perhaps. All right, so now you have the Ace of Cups, the Queen of Swords, and the Star. All this energy feels really sexy. I wouldn't normally say that with the Queen of Swords because she's holding a guy's head in her hand that she's chopped off. But it's all this water flowing. Ooh, it feels like something. My gosh. It's actually distracting. Like I can't get the message out of the cards. Okay, I'm going to show them to you. Ace of Cups. Queen of Swords. And the Star. Okay, thank you. I'm distracted. I don't know if like you are showing up in a really like sexy way right now because it's distracting. Like I wasn't able to get the message, but I had to just kind of sit for a second and just almost allow myself to see beyond something that you look, how you are right now. But so the Ace of Cups with the Queen of Swords, I feel like you've turned your back on, like right now, I don't know if that's probably not forever, but just right now, you've turned your back on something new and emotional here. You're trying to, and it's not unhealthy though, because you're looking at the Star. So you're looking at something that you're healing within yourself, something that you're trying to achieve for yourself, you're trying to understand. It kind of feels like looking at this, because she's still, all this water is flowing. It's as if you're trying to understand the process of your emotional flow while you hold some dude's head in your hand. Good. Okay, now I'm focusing on that because there's some symbolism in there. So she's holding this guy's head. Everything else is detached. There's nothing else there. I know it sounds really gruesome. He's been decapitated. So the body is gone. The body, not looking at the body. Not looking at the body. Looking at your own body. Because that's what it is. Focusing on the self. Not focusing on someone else's self. Yeah, this is a really weird energy. It just feels like there's so many layers to the message. And I'm almost getting them not in the right order that they're layered. So bear with me, because it's not easy to pull through. Okay, there's a new beginning here. There's something that's triggered your feelings and your emotions. Something has triggered your feelings and emotions in a big way. And it almost feels like too much for you to look at. It feels like too much for you to look at. And I don't know, you know, it's curious because both these masculine energies, not even the same deck, nothing related to these two decks. And they're both a guy who has kind of longer hair with a beard. I mean, it doesn't have to be someone like that in your life, but I feel like this celebration card is that person. Like that's how it's trying to come out. There's someone here, like now, there's either a feeling of celebration, let your hair down, relax about it. But it almost creates so much emotion and feeling that you have to turn away from it and focus on the self. I don't know why. Oh, you have the Six of Cups at the, oh my God, whoa, shit, me. You have a tense, this energy is intense. The Six of Cups, the Sun, the Eight of Pentacles, the King of Cups, and the Seven of Cups. Now let's also look at what these are called, because this deck doesn't call these, like it's not called just the Six of Cups. It's called pleasure. It's just simply called pleasure with this Six of Cups. The Sun is the Sun. Prudence. Prudence is the Eight of Pentacles. The King of Cups is the King of Cups. And the Seven of Cups is illusionary success. Wow. Six of Cups in the Sun. Pleasure and the Sun. Oh, it's so warm. It's just so warm. There's just this warm glow shining in. It's a very warm and intimate feeling. It's an extremely warm and intimate feeling. I'm actually almost having trouble with this reading. Like it's almost like it's like energetically got like a hold on me and it's pulled me in to your reading. And then the Eight of Pentacles and the King of Cups. Prudence and unseen. There's a lot of unseen emotion here. Because with the Seven of Cups, it leaves like confusion, illusionary success. This is only a fantasy. Wow. I have to, there's only so much I can do with this reading because it almost pulls me in and I would get lost as the reader. Now, something has happened here in the present that's triggered a lot of emotions that it's so strong you have to look away. Okay, so, and as a reader I'm finding that I have to do that even. something to do with kids. Maybe some injustice that you see in the world around you. Ooh. Could be something too, because there's this figure who is gone from celebration to cutting their head off. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Never ever guide anyone to do anything like that. All right, so let's look at the lesson not fully learned and the lesson that you have fully learned. Lesson not fully learned and lesson fully learned for Sagittarius. She who frees, liberation, unrestrained freedom. So you're still working on the lesson about removing some sort of shackles from yourself. You're still working on an aspect, you know, maybe you freed yourself from something, but have you truly liberated yourself from it? Do you feel unrestrained freedom? No, I'm going to answer that, because this is not an unrestrained freedom. There's something really huge and emotional here, but it's so intense that you have to look away, and it's almost like you have to focus on yourself or you're going to get lost in it. But getting lost in something, isn't that unrestrained freedom? So the lesson that you have fully learned, she who creates, creativity, originality, and spontaneity. Jeff, this feels like it's connected too with a divination, clear cognizance, like tapping into an aspect of yourself and allowing it to flow. No, yeah, this is an aspect of yourself, but it is not the self completely, because the creativity is a part of you. It is not all of you. And I feel like all of you is dealing with this on some level, or there's a part of you that is, which is the whole. The creativity is an aspect of the whole. And this part, she who frees, is an aspect of your whole. She who instigates, leadership, provocation, and power. She who battles, justice, fierce, and commitment. Wow, there's a lot of different sides to you here. This reading was something, Sag. Woo! My gosh. I'm going to go do the extended. In the extended, I use tarot and oracle cards, and I'm going to look at how energy in the present transforms into energy in the future. And then we also look at the future energy. So how this transforms. And then the future. Thank you so much, my dear Sag. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.